wars, communal riots. This is where they get which they may have symptoms of PTSD, which is also a subset of anxiety. And then specific phobia. So there are people who have a lot of fear of thunder, lightning, darkness, heights, water, lizards, cockroaches, poultry, claustrophobia, fear of turbulence. So that comes under specific phobias. Again, same symptoms as anxiety. And then we have OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, which is where, you've heard of people who wash their hands 100 times and they keep wanting to lock their doors again and again, or they want to have things at a certain place all the time. It is obsessive. So all of these are they come under the umbrella of anxiety. Now I believe we will run a poll, because we really need to know how many of you believe that anxiety and sleep are connected. So can you please quickly take a poll before I move to the next slide? So this understanding led us to explore this whole domain of anxiety and sleep and how are they connected. So let's get the poll results. And while we are waiting for the poll results, well, there it is. Well, yes, all of you believe, almost 98% believe anxiety and sleep are connected. Great. So here is what we found out. When we had people coming to our clinic for their mental health issues, we largely, of course, we gather their, levels. We gather their, what I would say is assessments on all these areas, well-being, anxiety, depression, and sleep. And what we found out is that when it comes to mental health issues, there are a whole lot of contributing factors. Like, of course, childhood trauma is a big factor contributing to mental health. There is trauma, history of trauma. There is mind, how much of your mind-body connect is in coherence, how much of your breathing is right, how much of your nervous system is in balance. So there is a mind-body connect aspect. There is also a whole bunch of irrational fear phobias that contribute to mental health issues, and there is lifestyle choices. So mental health problems, the contributing factors to mental health problems are all of these, right? As I mentioned, of course, childhood trauma is a big area, but today I'm not going to focus on that. Lifestyle choices is one area which is a big contributing factor to mental health. All these other areas like, fear phobias, mind-body connect, childhood trauma, PTSD need some external expert help to help you work through with it. So you may need to go for counseling, therapy, experts to manage it. But lifestyle choices are something that you are yourself empowered to work on. So lifestyle choices is one area of mental health on which you have complete control, which means you can manage it yourself. And one important element of lifestyle choices connected to mental health and specifically anxiety is your sleep, as you see on this slide. There are other factors like you see here: chronic stress, obesity, physical inactivity, poor diet, and addictions. But sleep disruption is the area I want to focus on today, because like I said, this is one area you can entirely work on by yourself. And sleep is a big element of anxiety problems. Now, if you see this pie chart, this is something that we saw in all the people coming to us with mental health issues at Wellness Space. So if you look at, say, a group of, say, suppose 100 people who have come to us, we have observed that 1 out of every 3 people have both severe anxiety and clinical insomnia. This is not in general population. This is 1 in 3 out of the people who have come to us with mental health issues. So people who come with mental health issues, it could be relationship issues, it could be other things like, OCDs, fears, phobias, depression. When we look at them, 1/3 have this thing in common: severe anxiety and clinical insomnia, right? And if you see this yellow, peach and red part, which means 3 out of 4 people have either high anxiety and or poor sleep quality. So we have consistently across the table seen that wherever there is high anxiety, there is something about sleep, and wherever there is a sleep problem, there is anxiety. So anxiety and sleep, in our study at Wellness Space, we found these correlations, and which led us to also explore further in the area of other research conducted elsewhere. This is another graph again of people who come to us at Wellness Space. As you see, this is a data of about 300 people. And as you see that this dotted line is a threshold. So any score on anxiety, orange is sleep quality, blue is anxiety. Any score above the dotted line is supposed to be good, below the dotted line is good, above the dotted line is a concern. So if you see, out of all the people, which is n is equal to 269, we had a whole bunch of them who had above threshold anxiety and above threshold insomnia. So 13 is the score on insomnia and 13 is the score on anxiety level. Those who had severe anxiety, like way above the threshold, also had severe insomnia. So severe insomnia, severe anxiety are very deeply connected. And at the same time, people who had very less of anxiety and good sleep had below the threshold levels of anxiety. So as you see these graphs, we find out that somehow these two seem partners, anxiety, sleep. And we also found out that even when there is childhood trauma and when there are other factors constant, when sleep is worked upon, the impact on anxiety is significantly better. So if sleep is improved, anxiety significantly reduces. If sleep worsens, anxiety significantly gets worse. So this is the data that we have at Wellness Space, where we've also found out through research in other published papers that sleep has a role in anxiety, compulsive behaviors, trauma, as well as phobia. So basically, if you see that implication of sleep disruption, this got us to actually start exploring that what is out there, what is world over, what have people done in this area. Does it also match with what we have found out in our clinical practice? And we found out that there is so much of research that indicates that sleep disruption or lack of sleep has implications on all these factors mentioned in this slide, which is poor quality of life, increased risk of certain diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart issues, cardiovascular issues, diabetes, as well as certain cancers also. Sleep disruption is also linked to emotional imbalance and lack of focus. So people who have sleep issues, like today morning I had 2 clients and both of them said they are not able to concentrate, focus, and both had sleep issues. So either not getting good sleep or getting very less sleep. Sleep disruption is also linked to emotional regulation challenges from trauma research. I'm going to explain one more slide on that, where people who have good sleep generally have a better trauma processing mechanism, and people whose sleep is compromised, their even ability to process their traumas is also compromised. Sleep is also, of course, linked to energy recovery and energy depletion. So these are all the implications of sleep disruption. I think I'm getting a message that we need to run one more poll here. So I'm sorry, did I miss that poll out? Okay, yeah, right here we have this poll. So can you please take a pause and answer this poll? How often has poor sleep troubled you in the last month? Oh, very often. Very often. Oh, we have 44%. Oh, very often. So looks like sleep seems to be a very, very common problem among most people. Yeah, 100% answered. Well, here we have the poll. So all of you folks who feel that you have troubled sleep, please take this very seriously, because as you see, there is cartloads of research talking about sleep related to not just physical health issues, but also emotional health issues. So let me quickly go to the next slide that I have. Research, this is very interesting research. Research also indicates that when you have natural sleep, okay, when you are having a natural sleep, your sleep goes through certain cycles. So deep sleep, and then there is a rapid eye movement cycle. There is again deep sleep, rapid eye movement. So there is something called sleep cycles. And it is in this sleep cycle, one of them, which is a rapid eye movement, REM cycle, is when your body automatically releases your trauma. So if you see this diagram, for every traumatic event that you have experienced, there is a memory in the body, right? Every trauma that you have is saved in your body in the form of a visual memory and in the form of an associated emotional charge to that memory. So memories, traumatic memories, have not just an image or a picture, but a associated memory. For example, if a snake has bitten you, then the picture of the snake with the memory of being beaten, that fear, that pain, so on and so forth. Now in the normal sleep cycles, what happens is, as you go through your sleep cycles, the memory remains, but the emotional charge gets separated out or gets released from the body. And this is your body's natural way of dealing with trauma. So this is how, when you sleep naturally, your body is able to automatically process the trauma of your experiences. But if this sleep is either reduced because of stress and work, and you don't go through the regular sleep cycles, and the trauma processing is bypassed. Yeah. Incidentally, as the previous slide says, sleeping pills. So there are people who say, okay, I'm not getting sleep, let me take sleeping pills. Well, when you take sleeping pills, this part of your sleep cycle gets bypassed, which means that then your trauma processing doesn't happen. So yes, your body may physically get rest, but the trauma processing part of your sleep cycle is bypassed because of the sleeping pills. So again, natural sleep is what is most important, not a sleep that is induced by medications. This is the point that I'm trying to make here. Again, this is based on published research. Yes, before we go, I'm getting message that we need to now take another poll, one more poll on how often do you feel sleepy when you are working? So because then I would like to tell you what you can do about it, right? So during work hours, yes, if you're not sleeping well at night, obviously during the day you will have energy dips, and you will also feel sleepy at work. So let's complete the poll. Let's see what the poll says. Very often, sometimes. So, well, we have a looks like we have a tie between very often and sometimes. So always is, well, very few. That's great. So the poll says that as the people say, that if your sleep at night, if you don't get good sleep, yes, in office hours, during office hours, work hours, you will feel sleepy. Typically sleep dips happen after lunch. Your energy may be going down in the afternoons. So there are different techniques to work on sleep issues, and I'm going to share some techniques that are based on evidence and techniques that you can do by yourself. The first, of course, very obvious thing is that if you want to get good sleep, doing physical activity in the day is must, and ideally physical activity in the sunlight, not in the gym, because the sunlight is linked to the circadian rhythms in your body. So sunlight basically sets your body clock, and if you do adequate physical activity in the daytime, in the sunlight, then there is a good chance that you might get better sleep at night. No physical activity and no sunlight might cause a sleep disruption. Also, the second method, of course, is slow breathing and humming. So, for example, if in office you feel you feel low on energy, you feel sleepy, all you can do is take out 10 minutes of your time, and you just need to do slow breathing. And this is just like breathe in to a count, say 5 or 6, and breathe out to a count of 5 and 6. If you know abdominal breathing, you can do abdominal breathing, or you can just do rhythmic breathing. There is a huge science behind rhythmic breathing. It is about coherence between heart and brain, and it is about the sine waves that your heart sends to the brain through coherence. But because of lack of time, I don't want to explain it, but trust me, slow breathing, coherent breathing is a research-based technique that is proven to reduce your heart rate and to reduce your anxiety and to induce sleep. Humming or Brahmari. So Brahmari, in office you do those mudras and all, it may look odd, but simple humming. Again, this is backed by research where you just close your eyes and all you do is breathe in. And as you breathe out, you make a humming sound. That's all. This is not supposed to be too long or too short. It is only to the level of which is comfortable for you without it stressing up your body. This is not pranayam. This is simple humming. And simple humming, interestingly, is also proven to improve the focus and concentration among students. So we've done a research on that. It is tried and tested method. About 10 minutes or 25 to 30 rounds of simple humming can not just induce sleep if done before bedtime, but during daytime, if you do it, then it can also improve your concentration and focus. It is also known to reduce your heart rate. This is all research-based stuff I'm talking about. There is emotional freedom technique. So there is a tapping technique that you can learn through emofree.com, which is EFT. And there are many other techniques which can help you to just catharsize or process your emotions during the day. Because like I said, if you're not getting good sleep, one of the reasons is also trauma or negative emotions. If negative emotions stay stuck in the body, it affects your sleep. So if you're able to release those by either talking, by going for, by doing EFT or tapping methods, breathing out and processing and releasing the emotional baggages, then it can improve your sleep. Self-hypnosis is another very powerful way to get better sleep. So at the end of the talk, we will share a link. If you click on the link and register yourself on the website, you can download 2 free hypnosis scripts in my voice, which can help you sleep. So sometimes just listening to guided imagery or listening to hypnotic scripts for sleeping can help you to get sleep. And of course, self-hypnosis, which is a protocol which is again developed at Wellness Space, where it is a combination of humming, breathing, as well as visualization, can help you to get good sleep. All these are research-based techniques. Other techniques can also be listening to soft music, using some aroma oils which bring relaxation. So not the aromatherapy oils which are stimulating or exciting, but aromatherapy oils which are used to calm you down. Research that. Everything is available on the net. Aroma oils help. Binaural music is also another very good way. The binaural beat can bring your brain waves into alpha theta state and eventually into delta, where you can sleep. So of course, there are a host of other ways like aromatherapy, blue light, also not having caffeine or caffeinated drinks after 4 p.m. Another thing is, of course, everybody knows today, but I'm still saying that if you are exposing your eyes to the light of the screen just before going to bed, then the sleep hormone melatonin, which is required to induce sleep, does not get secreted, because the light goes through your eyes into your brain, and then the brain thinks it's daylight, right? So melatonin will not be secreted. So essentially, if you sit in a room which is dark, or if you read a book but not a screen from which the light is coming directly into your eyes, then you can improve your sleep. One of the biggest reasons today of compromised sleep is because we sleep with the phone all the way till the last minute. So melatonin secretions don't happen, and then your physician will give you melatonin pills. Again, that's a very artificial way of inducing sleep. So these are all the evidence-based techniques to help you improve your sleep. And I would like to conclude by saying, sleep to remember, sleep to forget. Sleep to remember is because when you improve your sleep, when you work on your sleep, your concentration, focus, and ability to build new memories increases, ability to retain new stuff improves. And sleep to forget, because in sleep is when your trauma files get processed, your body releases trauma, and hence if your sleep is good, there is a high likelihood that you may not have severe mental health issues related to trauma. So hence, sleep to remember, sleep to forget. And with that, I will end my talk. I think it's been a little more than 20 minutes. That was the time I was given. So let's open it up to discussions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Everyone, audience, please shoot your questions. We have a couple of them, so I'm going to kick start.
So just 1 minute. So before I end the talk, I would definitely like to clarify that while I'm the face of Wellness Space, we have a team of people at Wellness Space who have put together this research, who have put together all this data that I'm sharing with you. So everything that I share on my Instagram, Facebook platforms, and in my talks is definitely put together by the team at Wellness Space. And I would specifically like to thank Gunjan as well as Jainish. Both of them are the two people who have put together this data from all the data we've had at our center, so that I could present it to all of you today. And I would also like to thank Nova Benefits for giving me this platform to share our learnings with all of you.
So yeah, thanks Gunjan, thanks Jayesh, thanks for your work. I'm going to shoot the question. So this is something personally also exciting for me to ask. What is a good sleep, ma'am? When we have dreams or when we don't have dreams?
Okay, so dreams is the way that your body processes and releases all the subconscious, unconscious imprints of trauma and unwanted emotions. So dreams is good, because that is a part of the REM cycle. Yeah, it is a different thing whether you remember or don't remember them. If some people may dream but they don't remember the dream, that's fine. But having dreams is a very normal part of your sleep cycle. Good sleep is when you wake up fresh. Good sleep again depends on person to person. The test of good sleep is it when you wake up, do you feel you have rested well? Do you feel fresh? Yeah, it could be 7 hours for somebody, 8 hours for somebody, or 6 hours for somebody. But that is basically the test, and it should not be induced by medications. So people know when they have slept well and not slept well.
Got it. So it has nothing to do with dreams as such,
No,
right?
no,
I
no,
can have
no.
a good.
You
Okay.
can have a good sleep even though you've had dreams, not a problem.
Not a problem. Lovely. So a question which is related to that has come up is that what is the right amount of sleep? So the question is like, should we measure sleep quality based on the number of hours that we have?
What is the quality?
Amount of sleep. Should we
Like I
measure?
said, so see, like I said, sleep varies from person to person. So somebody can feel very rested after 6 hours of sleep. Somebody may feel very rested after 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Uh, it really depends from person to person. The test is not of the number of hours. The test is of the quality of sleep, and the quality of sleep is said to be good when you wake up feeling fresh, when you wake up feeling energized and not tired, and when you have the energy throughout the day, when you wake up feeling little positive and energized throughout the day, literally like wake up nice and shining in the morning. Gunjan, is there anything you would like to add to that? Because he's our research guy here. Okay. He's muted out. Okay, so no problem. So that's our understanding. Anything else? Any other question anybody has on sleep?
Yeah, so the other question that has come up is my mind refuses to stop chattering and hence I don't get sleep. How do I calm my brain?
Yeah, so very good question. A lot of people have this. This is because of excessive thoughts. Okay, when you have too many thoughts, your mind will not calm down, and you will carry all those thoughts into bed, and that is when you'll process. There are two, three ways. One way is, of course, if you are doing physical activity, then a lot of your energy is dissipated through the physical activity, leaving your brain with less energy to process the thoughts. So one way, of course, is to do a lot of physical activity, whereby you physically get tired, and hence you can sleep well. And the other way is, of course, if you have a lot of suppressed emotions. So we have clients who've had a history of, they are internalizing a lot of things. So there are series of incidences where they have not expressed their anger, they have not expressed their frustration, they have allowed the anger, frustration, grief, sadness, helplessness, shame to build up. And because it is not released from the body, when they go to bed at night, all that baggage is with them, and the mind goes into that loop of, I wish I had said that, I wish I had done that and that. So again, emotional freedom technique, or EFT, is a very powerful tool that everybody can learn online through emofree.com or any other training programs where they teach EFT. It's a tapping technique. You can actually speak out and tap out all those negative emotions from the body. A lot of our clients have said that doing EFT before bed has improved their sleep significantly. Yeah, even like I said, just speaking with somebody and catharsizing your negative emotions which you have suppressed would help. You would sleep better that night when you have expressed everything out.
Yeah, maybe something like journaling works, right? In that case.
Yes, journaling can work, therapy can work, talking to a counselor can help, taking therapy sessions. So like I said, people who've come to us with severe anxiety and panic attacks, we first start working on their sleep by precisely this, helping them catharsize everything in therapy, so that when they go back, they are pretty much emptied out of all that gunpowder and they are able to sleep well.
Got it. We have a question which is related to anxiety, not specifically sleep though. But on a personal note, I've seen myself getting up from sleep and eating too. So the question is how to manage anxiety eating.
Yeah, so binge eating or emotional eating is a very common problem. It is often linked to childhood trauma. Most of the people we have seen who have either weight issues or eating disorders, somewhere there is a childhood program related to eating, which means either they are eating to release that anxiety, or they are eating to feel good and safe and comforted, or they are eating simply because they don't know what to do with their emotions. So emotional eating is a very common problem. Well, the only way out, according to me, is to work on the childhood trauma or the belief systems related to food that usually are formed in childhood years. So even kids who have been force fed by their moms, or clients who've had a history of, a lot of physical abuse, mental abuse, or those who are bottling up a lot of things, we have seen binge eating and emotional eating disorders very frequently among such clients. Research says that it is linked to childhood trauma for sure.
For sure. Thanks for that. What about taking a shower just before sleep? Should it be hot shower or should it be cold shower?
Yes,
What will
very good.
help us sleep better?
Yeah, very good question. Taking a warm shower before bed always helps to relax and to calm down. A cold shower, in fact, stimulates your system. Warm shower will calm it down. So, taking a warm shower or putting some, bath salts in your bath water, putting Epsom salt or Himalayan rock salt can also help you, your body, to soothe off some aches and pains and to sleep better. So, yes, a warm shower, salt bath, bath salts, putting salt in your bath water will help. Also, some relaxing aroma oils.
Correct. There is also an increased marketing in the side of humidifiers, right? In humidifiers inducing sleep. Have you heard of that? Like, does
No,
it
no,
help?
no. We haven't heard of that, and I don't think there's any research on that. See, some of these could be commercial gimmicks, I don't know, but nothing is proven as far as what we know. I'm not aware of these humidifiers.
Humidifiers, lovely.
For us,
So,
for us, what I can say is humming, chanting, breathing works best. Just slow breathing, abdominal breathing, just simple humming. Chanting again a relaxing mantra, not like a very energetic mantra, like not a Shiv Tandav or something, right? So you can just chant any simple, even a poetry or something that is repetitive that can calm you down, right?
lovely,
These
lovely.
work very well. Even
Thank you
sound
so much.
healing, so singing bowls. Those who know singing bowls or who have Tibetan singing bowls in their home, you can the sound therapy also works very powerfully to calm down your nervous system. And there is a lot of research on sound therapy with singing bowls and stress management and relaxation. So that is another method.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for clarifying that, Julie. Thank you so much. So you can keep shooting your questions and thoughts. What you're going to do is that we're going to make an article based of that and share it back with the audience because we have very limited time with Miss Riri. Right now, we're going to go for a quick poll about your overall experience about the session. So can we have that poll, Mohit?
Yeah, so I would also like to say that we have shared the link in that takeaways. So please go to that link and you will be able to download some, like I said, some guided practices for sleep in case you want to try that out.
Okay, I think we have the poll results. Thank you so much. Thanks for your feedback. We have also put the link to the guided practice that Riri was mentioning, and we also would like for you to stay connected with us using our LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube handles. You will find the links on chat. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone. Thank you so much, Ms. Riri. Thanks for
Thank
clarifying
you.
all the lovely questions that we've got. Thanks for your time, and we hope to connect with you soon.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
everyone.
much. Thank you for this opportunity to share our research and to share our work. Thank you to the NOVA team for all the pre-work and this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Glad to meet you today. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much. Bye bye. Have a good evening.
Bye.